Hello everyone and welcome to GK Gyan. This is the second part of the interview experiences of the candidates who are going through the interviews of LIC AAO. So in this video we are going to see some questions regarding the LIC AAO which are being asked by the different panels at different places. So let's get starting, and if you haven't watched the first part of this video you can go to the channel playlist and can see the videos and can see the questions, and I have also explained the answers for those questions also. So here are the details of the vacancies and the number of candidates selected. Here is the dates of the interview, that is from 19th of August 2019 to 6th of September 2019. So let's see the first experience of the candidates. In this he was asked how many exams you have appeared in this time. So be ready, if you are preparing for at least 1 year or 2 year, they will ask you the number of attempts. They can ask you which exams you are writing, how many you have cleared or you have passed or you have qualified, why are you not going to that field. So just prepare for those questions. In this the candidate was asked how many exams you have appeared in this time. So the candidate have answered this question. Then sure, the counter question will come, that how many of them you were able to qualify. So in this the candidate answered that for all the above questions, means what is the answer of the candidate is that he told them that he was giving banking and insurance sector exams. He passed some of them. He could not clear pre and mains in some of them, but he improved himself continuously, and then he is here in front of the panel. So it's a very good and a nice answer to say. Okay, you can use these words and you can use these type of answers to answer your questions. Okay, then they have asked, have you visited LIC website? Surely they will ask you regarding these questions, and they may ask, means what have you seen on the LIC website, what are the positives, what are the negative points of the LIC websites, and feedback for the website also. So kindly visit the LIC website and visit thoroughly. Okay, just see all the points, what are the positives, what are the negatives, how smoothly it is running, and what are the means things mentioned on the website. Tell me everything you read there. Yeah, they may ask you whatever you have read there, just like you can say that you have seen the agent corner module, the customer care module, premium calculation calculator, contact us, carrier, grievances, whatsoever you remember you can simply say that, because they are just trying to see your confidence here. Okay, then now tell me everything you know about the LIC. So in this you have to start from the history of LIC. Okay, that in 1956 from 1st of September LIC started working, then in which year IRDAI was formed, and then how many divisional offices, like 8 zonal offices, and then divisional offices, number of branches, and approximately how many agents are there in the LIC, then the branches of LIC like LIC Housing Finance, LIC International, LIC Credit Card. You have to mention all those, and after that mention the LIC headquarters, the tagline of LIC, and then you can simply mention the name of the chairman of LIC. Okay, this much you have to tell to them. Then they asked him LIC website URL. Just remember this, many students don't know what's the LIC website URL. They simply say it's www.lic.in or lic.com, but it's not this. The URL of LIC website is www.licindia.in. Okay, so just remember it. Then the personal question about his what his father does. And then since he was a chemical engineer, they asked him the questions regarding to his field. So surely some questions are going to be put in front of you also for means regarding your branch. Okay, then the some personal questions again, the means how much time you spend with your family. Then he told that 3 or 4 hours. Then they told means not about just sitting, just talking to them. You can simply say that we spent means 2 or 3 hours with my family. Means in the morning we greet each other and we went to our jobs. In the night we do dinner together. If you are means living with the family, if you are not living with the family, then you can say that I am preparing, so I am not living with my family, I am living in another city. Or you can simply say, if you are living with a family, you can say after dinner we spent half an hour, 1 hour with each other, sharing the experiences or whatsoever happened in the day. So it shows that you are a family member and have a positive and gives a positive vibe. Okay, so what work you used to perform in your last job? If you are working, they will surely ask you how much your father earn a month, who funded your education. Yeah, Then comes the most important question. Tell me about LIC tagline, the logo. What is the meaning of both of them? It means you have to interpret the logo also and tell them the meaning of LIC tagline. So first of all, let's see what's the LIC logo. So LIC logo is simply two hands gently circling the lamp, which is in means the interpretation, or you can say the meaning of this is that in this the lamp, with the lamp in the between the two hands stands for the light of hope. Okay, for the light, or it's, you may say it's removing the darkness, and the two hands, it simply says security or to protect. So we can say that the LIC logo says, or you can say stands for lighter, literality and frugality. These are the three words you can use if you want to, and if you don't want, just want to give a simple answer, then you can simply say that in this the lamp stands means lamp stands for light and hope, and two hands are for security and to protect. And then comes the LIC tagline. LIC tagline is Yogeksham Vahem Mahem, which Vahem Yahem, which means we are here, means your welfare is our responsibility. It is taken from Bhagavad Gita. Okay, they may ask you about this also. Then experience of another candidate. His interview was in Delhi. He was from the agriculture field, so some questions from agriculture was asked to him. Means how agriculture sector contribute in GDP. So you can say that there are majorly three sectors: service sector, industrial sector, and then agriculture sector. And agriculture sector contributes approximately 15.87, or you may say 16% in the GDP. They may ask you what is GDP. So GDP is the sum of market values of all final goods and services produced. So friends, here just try not to use many technical terms, because if you use technical terms, then the next question is going to come from that technical term. If you are using those technical terms or hi-fi terms, then be ready and prepare for those terms also. Infrastructure development, they has asked companies of means IT company names like Wipro, Infosys, you can answer them. Largest contribution in service sector, from service sector it's the IT companies which are contributing the most. Then government schemes, yes, you have to prepare for government schemes, especially those which LIC is backing up. Okay, like Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Vay Vandana Yojana, like and other many insurance related schemes which government has announced. You should know the full forms and how much amount is assured in those government schemes. Reforms by government, recent government in the insurance sector, you should know those. Management accounting differ from financial accounting, and how they may ask you. So this here is the answer also, that management accounting focuses on the future, while financial accounting describes the past external financial statements based on historical cost basis and reflects what happened in the past. Okay, let's see another interview experience from Hyderabad. Here he was asked some biodata related questions. Friends, fill your biodata carefully and mention those things in your biodata which you know, and prepare for all those of things. Tell about LIC. I have already explained about LIC. And what are the constituents of financial sector? There are three constituents: financial assets, then financial market, and financial institutions. If they want you to explain, you can simply explain that financial assets are share, bonds, bills, certificates. They are the financial assets. Okay, then financial market, the two types of market: money market and capital market. Money market for short term, capital market for long term financial. Okay, then the financial institutions like bank, insurance companies, investment companies, and retail companies, retail sector companies. Okay, difference between the share and a bond. You can say a share simply means the equity in the company, and whereas a bond just gives a specific amount of interest after a specific period of time. Then a history related question, that do you know about Vijaya dynasty? It may vary, means different questions may be asked from history, geography. Then he was from mechanical engineering, so different questions regarding the mechanical engineering. Then he has written that he works for NGO or helps an NGO, so related to that. So if you are mentioning your hobbies, your co-curricular activities, they are going to ask you questions regarding those also. Who do the financial regulations in India? We all know that financial regulations are done by RBI. They may ask you regarding the insurance regulatory authority also, which is IRDAI. Okay, its headquarters is in Hyderabad. And if five badminton players of his state, because it's from Hyderabad, and recently PV Sindhu is in news, so they have asked him first president and first prime minister. First president is Dr. Radhakrishnan, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and first prime minister is Jawaharlal Nehru. Three presidents from his state. They may ask you about your state questions. If you are from Delhi, they may ask you from that. If you are from Hyderabad, sorry, means Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Rajasthan, from whatever state you are, they may ask you questions regarding to a state, means major questions, the highlighting questions of from your state. Difference between insurance and banking sector. Yeah, they are asking these questions regularly, that what are the differences between the banking and the insurance sector. So I prepared a simple answer, means simplified answer. If you want, you can use those terms in your answer also, that banking is simplified by creation of products and services, both traditional and modern ways, and banking majorly means do two things: lending, means just depositing the money and lending the money. Whereas on the other hand, insurance sector is a business of taking risk on behalf of their customers, who pay regular premiums for the risk being carried. Okay, then what are the clients and customers for of LIC? We all know that the citizens of India are the customers and clients of the LIC. Okay, what would be expected from an LICWO? LICWO has to means if you are from IT sector, then you can say development of website, development of branch, just looking for the database and working on that. And in general terms, LICWO, he has to look into the policies, ongoing policies, work on the new policies, just carry out all the risk taking factors and all other stuffs. Okay, then comes another interview experience from Hyderabad. First question they asked him is about his surname. If you are having any unique name or unique surname, then just Google the name of that. Surely they are going to ask you about that. And then they asked him that you have done BTech with good percentage. What are you doing since 1 year? Means if you are having gap between your graduation and interview, so they are going to ask you these questions. Just prepare for that. If you are having more than 2 years, they will surely ask you, why haven't you gone for private sector jobs? They can ask you. So you have to give positive answers, that sir, I am focused for this specific sector, and in the starting I was not means that good for this sector. So after each and every exam I was improving myself, and I am in front of this panel for this job. Okay, so accordingly they asked him, if he get position in Nagaland, will he go? Yes, you have to say yes. Okay friends, you have to just say yes. They will surely ask you, we will send you there means too far from your home state. You have to say yes, surely. Approximately means 15 minutes on my core subject. Means if you are from electronics and communication, they will ask you questions regarding to your subject. If you are from mechanical, they will ask you questions from that. From your core branch, they will surely ask you 2 to 3 questions, surely. Then why there is an interview for officer level and not for assistant? Yes, this is a very good question. And you can say that, so for officer level the interview is because officer should have to be a very professional. He has to deal with the clients. Okay, not deal with the direct clients, and he has to prepare new policies, and he should look like an officer, and you can say he should be very professional. And for that we should know either he is smart enough to work on policies and to handle the clients, but not for the assistant, because if a client or a customer get irritated with the assistant, then it is the job of the officer to handle him. Okay, then other person means in this another question is asked, and what is linear equation? After once he has given answer, they asked he means why it is called linear equation. So you can simply say that, sir, a linear equation is a two variable equation where means y is equals to ax plus c, where a and c are both the real variables, and it is called linear equation because once we draw this on the map by using any values of a and b, it always gives us a linear line on the graph. Okay, so what is the slope? They simply ask what is the slope. Slope is the number to measure the steepness of a line, or you can say that the difference between the two y-axis points divided by the difference between the same x-axis points. Okay, then what is an intercept? Intercept, you can say that at the point where the x-axis or y-axis, sorry, the at the point where the line cuts the x-axis or y-axis is known as the intercept. What is the use of x and y values? You can simply say to find the exact positions and to find the slope, or to draw the equation on the graph. Meaning of Andhra, as he is from Andhra, so the meaning of Andhra has been asked to him. Famous crops of Andhra Pradesh, presidents from his state. Then how many Veds are there? They simply asked him to explain each of them. What is the oldest Veds? Have you read Ramayana or Mahabharata? These are all the simple questions which we all know. There were no questions asked to him from banking and insurance sector. So each interview is different from other interview. If you are having the interview at the same panel, then also you are going to face different questions, friends. Let's see some means simple questions. It's from Delhi. I forgot to mention the place. It's from Delhi. That what is an embedded system? Explain of examples of its and applications. Embedded system. We all know, if we are engineering students, it's a simple system consisting and it simply do a simple process, like it contains a microprocessor and do the specific task only. You can tell its applications also. Okay, and he has mentioned an mp3 player in this example. So the student or the my friend, the colleague, was asked regarding the components of this mp3 player. What is analog and digital signal? Yeah, it's a very important. If you are from electronics and communication or IT, then they may ask you that what is the difference between analog signal and digital signal. You can say analog signal is a sinusoidal wave which degrades or changes with the time, whereas digital signal is a 0101 form, and if we draw it in the form of a wave, then it is a square wave. Whereas digital signal distorts less, whereas analog signal distorts more. Digital signals uses less power, whereas analog signal uses more power. So these are some differences among them. How will you measure the signal? How he took a time to frame a, means there are some questions regarding the CDMLE, means code division modulation, then time division modulation. You simply just go through these and have a look on these. Okay, then what is the meaning of the technology? Yeah, we all think that who will ask this simple question, what is the meaning of technology, but many of us don't know the specific or the meaning of technology. So let me tell you that technology refers to the tools and machines that may be used to solve the real world problems. Just keep your answer as simple as you can, to means ignore the hi-fi questions, because they are going to do the counter questions on all the words and terms you are going to use. Then they simply ask him the use of transistors. Transistors are basically used to amplify or to switch the electronic signals or electric power. Okay, let's see what is engineering. Yeah, engineering, you can simply say that it's a scientific field and job that involves taking our scientific understanding of the natural world and using it to build, design, and to invent things to solve problems and achieve our goals. His favorite subject, engineering. If you are saying that subject, they may ask you different questions from that subject also. That, and he's from civil, so he was asked what is concrete, how to test it, different types of concrete, how to test a pillar and bridge in, means whether it is in good condition or not, and two or three more questions regarding to civil engineering. Yeah, then the questions regarding Jammu Kashmir, because it is in news, because our government has removed the article 370 and 35A from Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so they may simply ask you regarding what is article 370, what is article 35A. You can say that article 35A says that no other Indian is permitted to buy any property or land in the Jammu and Kashmir, whereas Article 370 gives a special status to the Jammu and Kashmir, and all those you can see. And who is the present king? Is Mr. Karan Singh. He is the last means you can say he is the present king or the last member of the king family. Have you cleared SBI PO? Yeah, they may simply ask you, because recently SBI PO exam has been conducted and the result has also been declared. So they may ask you regarding this, and if you say yes, they will simply ask you whether you will join SBI PO or LICWO, friends. So try to ignore these type of questions. Okay, let's see another interview experience from Delhi. they ask him random questions, mostly from his biodata. So I am again telling you or asking you, requesting you to carefully fill your biodata and only fill those details, or means specify those subjects and the details which you know. Means many students are writing means curricular activities, many curricular activities. So be prepared for all those co-curricular and curricular activities, because they are going to ask you questions on those applications of thermodynamics. You know, what is your mother tongue, which country apart from India uses Devanagari script, and couple of questions from the script languages. Yes, the meaning of the name, as I told you, if you are having a unique or means some different name, they are going to ask you the name of meaning of your name. Tell us about your favorite sport and whether India plays it internationally or not. If you are mentioning any sport in your hobbies, they will ask you regarding the question on that also, and they may simply ask the question on any sport also. So if you are saying that I love to play cricket, you may say that yes sir, I love to play cricket and it is played internationally, and Virat Kohli is our present captain. And the current news, like PV Sindhu has become the first ever Indian woman to win the world badminton World Badminton Championship. And regarding India versus West Indies Test series, like India has defeated West Indies in the first test by I think 318 runs. Then questions regarding the current affairs. Yes, friends, just read the newspaper of that day. Means if you are having the interview on 1st of September, just remember to means go through the newspaper of that day, means on the 1st of September also, and for the 31st of August also. They may ask you questions from those headlines, okay, and the current affairs. Then questions regarding Super 30 and Anand Kumar. We all know who is Anand Kumar after watching the Super 30 movie, and how he teaches the student that he was a very belongs to a very poor family, how he did his means how good he was in his studies, how which mathematical problems he has solved. We all know that thing, because after Super 30 I think everyone knows about it. If you haven't, you should watch that movie, okay. Then questions regarding to the place of graduation, means from where you have done the graduation. Then they may ask you regarding your college also, why you chose this college only. Then some means specific physics questions like gravitational force. We all know what is gravitational force. Then laws of motion, we all know three laws of motion. Velocity means the displacement with respect to time. Escape velocity is the velocity by with which object should travel to escape from the gravitation of the means planet or the moon. For Earth it is I think 11.2 or 11.5 kilometer per second. Then from urea, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, basic formulas. Then maths easy formulas, like they may ask you the formula for the area of the triangle, area of square, area of rhombus. They may ask you regarding these basic questions. And yes, the new government has been formed, there are many new ministers. They may ask you regarding the cabinet ministers also, okay. If you are from just like this student has been asked the cabinet minister from Bihar. We all know that Ravi Shankar Prasad is from Bihar, okay. So they may ask you different questions from the cabinet minister, like their department, their constituency, okay. And another interview of a IT guy, means he was for LICW IT. Then he is currently working in a bank. So they asked you, if you are currently working in bank, why LIC? What is his post in the that bank? What is his job description? Follow up questions regarding to IT, related to IT, simple questions related to IT. They are not going to ask you hi-fi questions. So don't panic, guys. Okay, IT guys, don't panic. They are not going to ask you some hi-fi question or deep questions. Just the basic terms of the IT. Where do you get your GK knowledge from? You may simply say from newspaper. If you are saying newspaper, they are going to ask you whether you read it daily. If you say yes, they may ask you many questions from the current also, okay. If you are saying by blogs, they may ask you regarding the blogs. If you say YouTube, they may ask you the name of the channels also. Anything new worth telling? He simply said the PV Sindhu and his all mothers. You can medals. Sorry, you can, if they ask you, you can say the details of other current affair news also, like Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated or started the RuPay card in UAE after Singapore and Bhutan. You may simply ask that. Then questions from biodata. They are going to ask you questions from biodata. Generic HR questions also. These are very simple, specific interview. Then a Delhi interview again. He was an MBA and a commerce student. In the panel, there were two males and one female. Then they started with his graduation, college name, why he chose that college, what is his father's occupation. Yeah, if your father is having a unique occupation or specified, like if he is working at IC or bank, they may ask you the questions regarding the banking and LIC sector. Okay, then about his younger brother, if he is working any job, or your elder brother, if he is having doing any job, they may ask you questions regarding to his job description or job profile. Also asked about ratio and accounts, then asked about the name of channel of communication, and simply his state question, means asked him about the Punjab, his father's occupation, and again tell some automobile companies and two-wheeler companies name. These are some answers from the candidate. So after that, basic principles of marketing, and then he started explaining in Hindi. They said try in English, and after that states touching to Punjab. So it's misprinted. It's not engineering. It's English. So if you are not very much comfortable or fluent in English, just try to avoid unnecessary use of terms. Okay. So all this from in this video I will share means much more experience of the candidates, or much more interview questions regarding IT journalist and all other also. So don't forget to share this video with your friends and subscribe the channel for more videos like this, and best of luck.